How's it going? My name is Trev Barnes with Soundtrap, and today we're going to be making not just any indie, but we're going to be making an indie folk song. Some of my favorite music to listen to, especially as the weather is getting cooler. So let's go ahead and hop into Soundtrap and see what we can come up with. Now, I have a little bit of a demo to start off with, but it's just some lyrics and acoustic guitar. I personally think that the best songs to add production to are songs that have a pre-built structure to them. So whenever you are starting to write or starting to get into production, definitely focus the most on the structure first, because a well-written structure is going to take care of a lot of the guessing games of the production process, right? So yeah, the first thing for my structure, I want to lay down an acoustic guitar. I'm using this orange wood rubber bridge guitar, and then I'm using a bit of a funky tuning here. It's E flat, G, B flat, F, B flat, and then D. Sounds like a bunch of weird notes to have tuning together, but when you throw them all together in one tuning, it's just such a pretty sound. So the first thing that I want to do, even if this is just a demo guitar and we're laying it down for structure, I want to try to get it as close to the source and as close to sounding right as possible. Many of us forget that the microphone is actually a built-in EQ. It's just called positioning. I can put this microphone in 100 different spots and get 100 completely different sounds. I'm going for a more warm sound with this. So I'm going to try to put this microphone to focus more on this body here. All right, so let's go ahead and find the tempo. The riff that I have for this song in mind is this. Let's go ahead and tap that out. 65. I personally find it really hard to count along to 65. So I'm actually going to double that to 130. That way, just as I'm playing, I can keep my time a little better. And something else that I usually do is I'll find a shaker. And I'll throw it on there. That way I can play along to a shaker and just keep my time that much better. But in order for this to work, yeah, I'm gonna have to bring it back down to 65. Let's bring that tempo up to 70, just to make it a little faster. Now let's just record and see what we get into. All right, so we got our basic structure down. The next thing that I do after getting my first structure is to add the vocals here. And again, I don't want to get caught up on perfect, right? I just want to get as close to the final take as possible. And this is just all for the sake of structuring. Because as I add layers and as I add elements, I want to make sure that nothing is competing with the most important elements of the song. And that's going to be the chords and the melody. And for these vocals, just for now, I'm going to take out some of the highs. I'm going to add some delay, and I'm really going to crank this reverb. But as I sing this, I want to be mindful of the performance, and I want to make sure that I'm comfortable as a vocalist. So during the stage, that's usually when I put on a fair amount of effects so I can sort of navigate musically with the track. Stuck in the middle of a heartache. Stuck in the middle of a point break. Passing by, lost track of time. Stuck in the middle of a mistake. So I think overall that is a good place to start. I think the first thing I want to do is build a really solid percussion foundation. So let's go in here and find, I guess, sort of like a hybrid, just deep electronic kit that we can put a lot of reverb on and make a lot of space there. Yeah, that would actually be pretty nice. I'm gonna add a filter to cut out a lot of those highs. And let's go ahead and add some EQ to the low end of the kick. And then add some reverb here. I think a rich plate would sound good on this. Let's just go ahead and track some. we'll get to the chorus here. Let's add a few other layers in here. All right, that sounds good for now, but I think I'm wanting to add some bass to this. Ooh, this fat crunch would be cool to add in the chorus here, just kind of as a layer, you know? This bass might be cool if we put a nice filter over top of it. Yeah, something like that. Stuck in the middle of a heartache. Stuck in the middle of a point break. All right, so from here with layers, there's many different directions that I can go with this, right? I think what'll best serve the song is if we try to add some kind of like synthy, drone, pad, just something to sit in the background and fill up a lot of that space. So let's see what we can find here. Ooh. I like that a lot. I worry that it's gonna get in the way a little bit. So I'm gonna find a filter. And just really only target a specific frequency range. So I can really make this just sit where I want it to sit. I'm gonna start out with it lower, I think. That'll sound better. I think I could do this a little better. I'm just gonna let it sit with that pad for a little bit. Really hold out and build the atmosphere here. Stuck in the middle of a heartache. Stuck in the middle of a point break. I'm actually gonna duplicate that, I think, and then focus higher. Let's get a little distortion on that. Let's grid it up a little bit. And then maybe some tape wobble. Not so fast. Let's see what that sounds like. Yeah, and I'm just gonna level that in there so it's not like sticking out too much. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Maybe try adding this grandma's piano in the chorus too. Fun fact, I am horrible at piano. So I'm just gonna use the MIDI to kind of help me out here. All right, I honestly think that that's pretty much enough layers. I'm gonna add one more little bit of percussion, just some kind of like tambourine to shake up from all this darkness and add a little bit more brightness in there. Then I'm gonna go back and re-record the guitar, do the vocals, and then I think we're pretty much done. Oh, actually I found the sticky jazz, the stick hit plus a rim click. That might sound kind of cool. Just like flammed a little bit. Let's see what that sounds like. Maybe not it. Actually, now that I think about it, I think a kind of cool production flair to add would be the tambourine on every other hit. That way it just adds some variation and it's not like too consistent doing the same thing, right? And let's definitely add a lot of like ethereal reverb on that. See how this sounds. Yeah, to me that sounds pretty darn good. Stuck in the middle of a heartbreak. Stuck in the middle of a point break. Passing by, lost track of time. Stuck in the middle of a mistake. So a vocal technique that I like to do, just to get a really good full vocal sound, is to record one vocal with very, very wet effects, and then two other vocals that are pretty much dry and a little bit different as far as the processing from that first vocal, and layer those in there. And you'll see here in a second what that does for it. Stuck in the middle of a heartache. Stuck in the middle of a point break. Should have told you sooner. Should have let you know. All right, then I think I'm gonna record some vocals that are in a whole octave lower. And for these, I think I'm going to bring this clipper in and really distort it, and then bring some of this reverb back as well. So all right, now let's add some higher harmonies in there. All right, so honestly, I think we are done adding tracks for now. I think this is a good place to let it sit, give it some time. Now I'm just gonna focus on leveling it, getting everything to sit right. And the most important advice that I was ever given about leveling, because I used to struggle a lot with mixing. I still do, the struggle never ends for anybody. But we wanna start with our foundational elements. So usually I like to start with the drums, then I build on to the bass. But the method of leveling that I try to stick with is that instead of listening to the element that you are bringing up currently, listen to the elements that come before more importantly. So when I get these drums to sit right on their own, as I bring up that bass, I want to listen. Is there anything that this bass is affecting of the drums? Of course, as you go on, this gets much, much harder because you have to listen out for more and more elements, right? But that's usually where we start. So I'm gonna go ahead and level all of this, and I'll see you here in a minute for the final result. All right, so I got everything leveled here where I want it. Now I'm going to go ahead and export. And when it comes to the mastering, I'm just gonna do something pretty soft. I don't want my dynamics to really be pushed too hard because again, this is a softer indie folk, indie ambient, Bon Iver, Novo, Amor type song, right? So I'm gonna compare what the soft sounds like here. So this is the original leveled here. And here's the mastered. So yeah, I think that sounds pretty good. Let's go ahead and hit apply. All right, and let's go ahead and listen to the final result. I realized I didn't even name this yet. How about we just call it Stuck in the Middle? Let's take a listen.
Stuck in the middle of a heartache. Stuck in the middle of a point break. Passing by, lost track of time. Stuck in the middle of a mistake.
But overall, I do enjoy what we made together here. If you enjoyed this, again, I hope you consider subscribing here to the Soundtrap channel. If you have any questions about this production or the process of production, feel free to leave a comment. I'll try to respond to as many as I can, but I will see you all in the next video. Peace.